know, you've got DeLuca came off the DL. So, as far as speed, they're still, Josh Lowe flies. They've got enough speed. Caballero does not hit. Let's be candid. What he does is if he gets on first, he's stealing secondary, right, maybe third.
Yeah, exactly.
But his on-base percentage is atrocious. So you're taking a chance with that. I think the Yankees are looking at a guy that they can mix in late in the game and pinch run. You just saw Boston do that with the kid Hamilton the other day and won him a game. Pinch ran, stole second, stole third. So you need that type of speed. But the Rays have that in droves right now. So I don't think that was a major thing. The two other big sell-offs were free agents to be, basically. They were going to have to pay $12 million, which they weren't going to do to Jansen.
Right.
And then Zach is going to be a free agent. So he's going to cost a lot of money. So bottom line is you're unloading a little bit of money without really persecuting themselves too much in the full on roster scenario.
And some of these kids that they just brought in are going to be valuable down the line.
Of course.
And Jax is 30 years old. He's an absolute.
He's a whip though.
Yeah.
His walk to strikeout ratio is
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
How does he have a 4.05 ERA with those many strikeouts?
With those many strikeouts, a low batter average against, low walks. His walk to strikeout is like 5-1. I'm a little perplexed by that, but it happens sometimes with some guys because go figure. But I'm not surprised sometimes when you see a guy that's 2-8 on a bad team, like coming from the Pirates, something like that, but has a low ERA and a low WHIP. So you're saying, okay, they're just not scoring enough runs. The high ERA is a little bit weird. Maybe he just had a couple of early outings that just hammered him, and he's been kind of fighting to get that ERA down. But I'll tell you something, that guy's a heck of an arm. That's what they needed. They needed a dramatic, back end of the bullpen arm that could help them out and get to that 7th, 8th, and 9th. The Yankees did the same thing, really.
Right.
They went after that 7, 8, and 9 scenario, give a little breather to Williams. Bednar is a monster. Not Duran. What's the other one they picked up?
Miller?
No.
With the Padres?
Doval.
Yeah.
He's a monster. I mean, these are fireballers that are strike throwers. So, teams, the interesting thing that is going on in the MLB for the last several years, but definitely you saw it last trade deadline and this trade deadline, the majority of trades end up being relievers. Everybody talks about the hitters and the starters.
Right.
But when it comes to arms, it's a race for relievers. Why? Because if you look at the percentage of how much relievers throw in the playoffs, it's over 50%. So 52 or 53% of the innings are being thrown by relievers. So
is that an all-time high?
Oh,
probably
dramatically all-time high. Back in the day, I mean, you can go just as early as the 90s. I mean, your guy was going 7, 8 innings, and you're just trying to go maybe 3 pitchers. Your main horse starter, setup guy, closer. If you go back in the yesteryear of the Sabathia leads into, getting to Mariano Rivera.
Yeah. Well, I think the back end of this bullpen during this slide has given up 11 of the 18 losses. They've gone 7. They went 7-18 in July. 11 of those losses were blown leads,
including Fairbanks.
Yeah, including Fairbanks.
Surprisingly,
yeah. Kevin Kelly.
Kelly's had a bad last few weeks, man. That guy, he's unfortunately he's gotten shown up a lot. That's a shame, but it has not been good.
Yeah.
Montgomery struggled, went down, back up. They need to see something from him. I like Clevenger, and I like Fairbanks. Uceta is back on track. His changeup's dramatically back on track now. He's kind of like I look to him at kind of like Williams for the Yankees.
Yeah,
those guys are very finite pitchers. If the changeup's not there, then you can sit fastball and you're going to get hit. But if the changeup is flopping and breaking as much as it can, then you're going to have a devastating, arm out of the pen.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to stop this down and start it up again and see if we're getting.
Let's go outside, come back and start all over again.
I like that. All right. The stream's working? Oh, well, then let's keep it going.
Hello, I'm reloading.
My little friends. Well, good. See, I told you.
This is Remoteville. You know, you got to be understanding when you go on remote and you're at Riveters over here, and the wings are so good that they were messing with our tech. That's how good the wings are.
When the producer doesn't show up and JP's the producer,
that's maybe the problem.
That's probably
the problem. when the pitcher's on the mound, but he doesn't have a catcher.
It's like bringing Kevin Kelly in. He got no shot. Everybody just close your eyes. This is not going to end well. It's not going to end
Where's
well.
Jose Peralta when you need him?
Yeah, all right. Well, we're getting better. We're stepping up. So when you look at to get to 88 wins,
right,
that gets you in the playoffs.
Yeah, that should.
Okay.
Though I don't know, man. It's so tight this year. There's so many teams that are. I mean, when you look at the wild card right now, I mean, you've got it's a race, bro. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams that are battling for that third spot. That's the second spot. Excuse me. When you look at Yankees and Boston being 1-2,
right?
There's 7 teams that are only 6 games away from each other. I mean, you can go all the way down and look at a Minnesota that's 6 out and say they go crazy. You got 2 more months of baseball.
Well, Minnesota, they gave up the
but I'm just saying, that's the craziness of the wild card. Realistically, you got to look, okay, so let's look beyond that. You've got the Angels, 4.5. The Rays are 4. KC, 3.5. Cleveland, 3. Texas, 1. And then you got Seattle that's right there on the heels of Boston and New York. So,
and Seattle's your sneaky good team.
Seattle's my sneaky.
They just got
dramatically good. Because the key thing for the Seattle scenario was that I was never really, really confident with the couple of guys around the beast that is Cal Raleigh. And that is our old friend.
Big Dumper.
And the Big Dumper, our old friend.
Name in
it
sports.
is one of the greatest. It is, yeah. That along with like the Big Hurt from Frank Thomas.
The
Big Dumper is so much better.
That's awesome.
Way to go. It's like something for baseball. Way to go, Big Dumper. Way to go. See, I look at the cable guy going like, get her done, Big Dumper. Get her done. I'm in the toilet right now trying to get it done. But around him, really, when you think about it, was Julio Rodriguez and our guy Arozarena. Yeah. That's who you're trying to protect with, and they're so inconsistent. They go
especially
hot.
Randy. Yeah.
Randy goes hot for 3 weeks, then he goes cold for 3 weeks.
Right.
Rodriguez, actually, if you really look at his real numbers, he's still a young kid developing. He goes hot and cold like crazy. Yeah. So what they needed to do was get 2 quality bats around that, that mixture, and they did. Especially with getting Suarez, that was just phenomenal. So they're going to take a chance. He's obviously a free agent at the end of it, but he's coming back. 2 big comebacks to the old teams, with Correa going back to Houston to play third, and Suarez coming back home to Seattle. What they're hoping is that maybe they go really far, and Suarez says, "Yeah, I'll take a hometown discount possibly, as long as you're in within $40 or $50 million,
right?
Because he's going to demand a lot of money."
Yeah, absolutely. I would have loved to seen the Rays go that heavy in Stu's swan song, so to speak. I mean,
O'Hearn is the one guy that I think.
Yeah.
That,
obviously there were deals to be had,
San Diego ended up getting.
But they didn't, again, they did not add any significant payroll when any of these deals, what the Rays did. Obviously Seattle did. And teams that are really going to go for it are going to go out and add significant payroll. And that's never been the MO.
No, that's never been
of the Rays.
But again, just to encapsulate what the Rays did, giving up those 2 veteran players, it doesn't really with what you got left. You have a light hitting catcher. Let's be honest. The catching scenario for the Rays for the last decade has been
awful.
Just
especially offensively.
Offensively,
offensive.
Right. Every now and then you've had a defensive guy, but offensively, they're consistently offensive.
Yeah.
But so I'm okay with that.
You think it's a wash?
I think it's a wash.
It's a wash.
You just went ahead. Now, if he was really crushing and hitting 270,
yeah,
then
Jansen.
all of a sudden, if Jansen was hitting 270, 275 with 15 home runs, 20 home runs, then you go, man, I'm going to go ahead. I mean, I'll sign you up for next year for that, $12 million extension. But that wasn't the case. So they decided to save some money there. And then you've got a guy in Boyle that I think could be a superstar.
Yeah, he needs a spot.
And he needed a spot.
Yeah.
So that's where I don't disagree with what the Rays did. In fact, I'm surprised. I just guessed it on your show just a couple of days ago.
You did.
And you were sure that they were going to not only trade. I think you thought that they might have traded everybody.
Yandy, Bilal, Fairbanks.
Yeah.
Everything must go. Everything must go. They didn't. To their credit, they didn't do that, but they also didn't go out and get a whole bunch of impact players.
You might have mentioned Baker Mayfield. I think you said that they were going to trade Baker Mayfield on that deal.
Too. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And everybody and their mother, but no, they didn't. So,
but again, they didn't add.
But
they didn't go, if I'm Stu Sternberg, and it's my last year, and I'm about to make $1.7 billion bank.
Yeah,
I mean, what the hell? Maybe I should go get Suarez.
I mean.
Maybe I should go spend some money on some of these other hitters like Seattle did. Maybe I should go make
O'Hearn would have been nice, a moderate price guy that that would have been a nice one.
Yeah,
and San Diego ended up doing it.
Yeah.
So anyway, other than that, maybe they wanted to go in on the Joe Ryan scenario with nobody. The Twins didn't end up giving him up, and I love him.
Yeah,
that would have been
we gave him up.
Get him back.
But so now this team has to go 34-18 down the stretch to make the playoffs when most of their games are going to be on the road. They got a tough West Coast.
Yeah, when you put it like that, that sounds daunting.
Yeah, West Coast coming up. They got a West Coast trip coming up.
Right.
They got to play Seattle twice, who's going to be just as good as anybody.
Right now.
They got to go to Chicago.
Seattle starting pitching.
Got to go to Chicago, play Kyle Tucker.
They're on
see my
point.
boy Cullen up there. So my son will go watch some.
Yeah,
and that's in September.
He's in Chicago.
Yeah.
My son just moved from Chicago to St. Louis. So
So I mean, it's a tough road. I just don't see a pathway to the postseason for the Rays.
Yeah, but listen, man. The one thing I'll tell you, having played it, it's a grind.
Yeah.
And you go through these ebbs and flows. We were just talking recently about how the Tigers. Well, oh my, what the hell happened to the Tigers? They're done. They had this July swoon. And now they've won, they've won like 5 out of 6, and they're right back on, into their winning ways. I think that we've already seen this team be able to go crazy, like 24-6 in a 30, game thing. They're capable of it. And I still think they haven't lost their power, their speed. Caballero's negligible because you have other guys that can run. And their core pitching. In fact, you just added, a bullpen arm.
And Hauser,
the biggest thing,
good.
Biggest thing for them this year has been holding on to games, which wasn't, if anything, the Rays' modus operandi for so many years was score early, play good defense, win 4-3, and beat you 7-8-9.
Yeah,
and that's not been the case this year.
Yeah.
So if they can do that, then they play a lot of close games. They don't get blown out.
So as we move, let's just say they don't make the postseason this year. At least they held on to Yandy. They held on to Bilal.
Right.
So let's just project into next season. If you're, what might you do in the offseason? It might be a little early for this, but
yeah, a little bit.
You got a core,
Right.
You got Yandy. You got Caminero, you got Bilal, you got Rwanda, you got 3 All-Stars.
You're assuming that Kim is going to finally be 100% healthy.
But do we bring him back at $16 million next year? I mean, let's see what he does the last couple months of the season. Yeah, he should be in tonight. We're told that he's coming back tonight.
I believe so.
So, and he was good. He was really good. For the 4 games we saw,
4 or 5 games.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
We see.
Well, you bring back Yandy. I mean, unless you get some sort of great deal this winter, the one thing about Yandy is that you have to have some consistency. You know what I mean? And you bring back Yandy, you can't automatically expect that Jonathan Aranda is going to have the same year. You know, you can't go like that. I know what I'm going to get from Yandy. I know what I'm going to get from Brandon Lau. He's had another very, very good year. Small little, hiccup of injuries. Let's hope that's it, because he's also been very fragile over the years. We're talking missing weeks and weeks at a time. This has only been a couple of weeks. He's back in there. So you got to decide if you're going to pay him his 11 and a half. That's a team option.
That's a no-brainer.
I think it's a no-brainer for what he brings to the table. So this team is set for success. What needs to happen then is, are you going to spend to try to get a Sandy Alcantara, a frontline money hammer starter? So then when you do get back, Shane McClanahan, and you got all these other young arms like Boyle, now you're deep enough to take over the AL East and not have to be worrying about the wild card. This type of team. A couple of strategic, heavy, throw in your money moves and get up into 120 of expenditure.
And that's a power hitting outfielder.
Hitting outfielder and a frontline other starter.
Yeah, because
you need a power hitting left fielder.
Power hitting left fielder.
Yeah.
Where's that going to come? We don't know. But if you can get a guy that can hit 25, 30 bombs.
I don't think it's going to be Kyle Tucker.
No, he ain't going to play in the Trop.
He ain't going to play in the Trop.
Told me that he'll never play in the Trop.
As much as he lives, he bought, has a house down the road. And
he wants to play in Tampa, but he can't play in the Trop.
He is going to be a pretty penny.
Yeah.
He's going to be he's at 500.
Maybe he should just sign a 3 or 4 year deal. So when the new stadium comes online.
Oh, wow. How about that little thought process?
Yeah. So Jason Romano.
So his agent.
J-Ro.
They throw you
tell J-Ro what he needs to be doing here.
J-Ro, take the $500 million when they offer it to you. Don't listen to JP.
No, take it.
No. Take the $500 million guaranteed and sign away. The other guy,
you think the Cubs are going to do it?
You know who lives in Tampa or in the Tampa Bay area?
Who's that?
It's going to be a free agent.
Who's that?
Won the All-Star game with these 3 dramatic home runs in the first ever. Schwarber is a local guy. See him every winter, and he's gonna be an interesting guy because he's gonna want that comfort place
right
at the end of he's in that last part, but he's still gonna get a crap load of money.
He's strictly DHing
100%.
Yeah.
So then you just doesn't have to worry about the artificial turf or anything like that.
No. So
just come hammer.
Yandy would have to play first base, but maybe you'd make room at the DH spot. Who knows?
You would unload Yandy at that point.
Yeah, you got Schwarber.
And you get Schwarber. That's 45 to 50 homers.
That's another J-Ro client.
Is it?
Yeah. Schwarber is his guy too.
J-Ro.
Yeah.
You little sneaky little Tampa Bay man.
He's got some negotiating to do. Let's bring them all home.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let's bring them all home.
Get some more Rays fans piling in here.
You think Schwarber would like to hit Steinbrenner? Go back there for a little bit.
Dude, he hit one the other day. He hit 2 in that Yankee game, I think. And one was just a bullet line drive that was really about only 340, 350. But it's
the line drive.
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And I started looking at that and I go, what if this guy played there 81 dates?
Oof.
I mean, let me tell you, the X's and O's as a former hitter. Okay, we're talking a lot of strategy and hypotheticals and business deals. But let me tell you just about the strict X's and O's. The interesting thing about power hitters, and that's what you see with sometimes when you'll get a guy like, why is he hitting 30 home runs now that he's 30 years old? And he didn't do it when he was 22. It's about cumulative at-bats and really learning what they're doing to you in different situations. And that's why the optimum years for a Major League Baseball player, Major League hitter, is 27 to 32. He's gone beyond that because he's staying in shape and his eyes are good. But it's 27 to 32. Why not 22 to 27? Because at 27 to 22, you've already, between minor leagues and major leagues, accumulated thousands of at-bats that now you have a better idea what you're doing, but physically you're at the strongest of your peak. Maybe you might have been stronger at 23 or 24, but you're in that range.
Yeah.
You're in the range. So when you when you see that 27 to 32, that's if I'm a GM, I'm wanting to sign guys from that.
That's the power.
That's a sweet spot.
It's a sweet spot.
And but Schwarber is kind of an anomaly where he's going into his mid 30s. He's like 34, if I'm not mistaken. But he really knows. He knows exactly what they're doing to him.
Yeah,
he's a mini Bonds right now, because when he gets up on the plate, and that's saying a lot. Remember, I said mini.
You said mini.
I said mini. Because if you really watch his at bats, when he's on top of the plate now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm even going to hook breaking pitches away from lefties. I'm going to go get them because I'm so comfortable that I know what's going on. What did Bonds do when he got older? He got on top of the plate.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm damn quick. My hands are quick as hell. My eyes are good as hell.
Yeah.
Because the main thing about hitting is, are your eyes and your hands still quick? Now,
steroids will do that for you.
Oh, Nelly, only a sophomore. 2 summer jobs and a 3.5 grade point average. Jeez, you had to go there.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's talk LeBron then.
That's fine.
Let's talk some LeBron.
Yeah, right.
What's going on with that?
I don't know.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's a topic for another day,
show.
But we do need to talk about it because I totally believe that the not the steroid, but the performance enhancing era, because there's a chasm of a difference between true anabolic steroids and HGH and some other things that are out there. I think players in all major sports, from soccer to baseball to are using them at probably more than 50% of the players are using it. And they're even able to mask it nowadays with the science that's out there. So that's for another time. I'm not saying that Schwarber is. I think Schwarber has just become a incredible hitter with still good hand-eye coordination and knows what they're doing. That triple threat of, I know what the pitchers are doing to me. My eyes are good. My hands are quick. I'm going to stand on top of the plate and hook some things. I would write in 40 home runs, 100 RBIs for Schwarber for the next 3 years.
Love to have him. Love to have him. And he's living here now. I didn't know that.
He's been living here for years. Done several. I do several winter events with him, and
great guy,
a community guy.
And he would be great in the clubhouse too.
And the community.
Yeah. And we need a clubhouse because Jansen was that guy.
Yeah.
And Littell was that guy. Those are
both for short times, though. You know, that guy really, 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 we haven't had that guy. And I'm going to go out here and again, not to dog the Rays and stuff like that, but the changes have been so regular for every 2 or 3 years that you haven't had that guy, dare I say, since Ben Zobrist. And James Shields. I'm talking star on the field, star off the field. Ben Zobrist and James Shields were doing, trust me, because I was in the organization doing community, as an executive.
They were everywhere.
They were everywhere, especially when it came to education. I'm going to be candid with you, buddy. I'm not,
We haven't seen, because they're not around.
They're not around enough. Those guys were here for 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And they built the Zorilla Foundation, and James Shields had a great. That's what you need, and I think Schwarber would kill it here.
Yeah,
would kill it.
Well, we'll see what they do in the offseason. I think with the new group coming in, they're going to want to make a splash. I know that they're going to want to. They're going to have to, and they're going to want. They're going to add payroll.
Yeah,
I think that's get into the initially get into the 110s, 120s.
That's it,
and then
initially,
and then when they get more revenue coming in with the new stadium.
Where are we now? I mean, if you get to 120,
our active payroll is $37 million.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, the regular payroll.
It's about 90, about high 80s, 90.
I was going to say player cost has got to be in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
So if you go to 120, my goodness, you're going up, $40 million.
Yeah, that's significant. That's your Schwarbs right there.
That's your Schwarbs. You can be in the neighborhood to get Schwarbs.
Yeah. So their payroll right now.
I'm going to say 87 million. I'm just guessing.
To payroll summary. Active roster 43 million, injured list 20 million, suspended 8 million. Thank you, Wonder.
Yellow.
Retained 13 million. Total adjusted payroll allocations $86 million, which is 26th in the league.
I know it.
Nailed it.
Yo dije
Nailed it.
87, okay?
Yeah.
Listen to me now. Forget about me later, okay?
Si, senor. So 80, that's 26 in the league.
26th in the league.
Yeah.
Where are the Marlins, out of curiosity?
I think they're dead last.
They haven't been trying very hard to pay players.
No,
They've been trying to win games, but they haven't been trying very hard to pay players.
See that? Yeah, the Dodgers. The Dodgers are 400.
Holy cow! Dodgers are how much?
406.
Jeez.
So tonight for the Rays Dodgers game, where's our Dodgers fans?
They were over there.
Talk about this is the level playing field.
Yeah.
The Rays are spending $86 million on players. The Dodgers are spending $406 million.
Wow. And
baseball, you have a problem.
And
baseball,
by the way,
you have a problem.
I would not be surprised if that's not including Shohei's $68 million yearly that's deferred.
Well, let's break it down
so
for you.
If they do the breakdown,
the players you will see tonight, Shohei Ohtani makes 46. He's on the books for $46 million.
So they must do a math.
Yeah, even though it's deferred,
yes,
it still counts.
So it still counts.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they had to do it because how do you evaluate the luxury tax?
Right.
If you don't, it's almost cheating if you don't do that.
Mookie Betts is making $30 million.
All right.
Tyler Glasnow is making $27 million.
Tyler got paid. Bro.
Yeah, he did. Yamamoto.
Oh, Yoshinobu. Hi, wakarimashita.
27 million.
Big money desu. Big money desu. Hi.
Freddie Freeman, $27 million. Teoscar Hernandez.
That was a good keep by them.
$19 million.
Yeah, I like to have
Conforto, $17 million. Tommy Edman, $13 million.
How about that? He's been a surprise.
Kirby Yates, $13 million.
What's Will Smith making then?
$12 million.
Okay, there's Will Smith.
Third year by
heck of a player, by the way.
Heck of a player. Blake Trident, $11 million. Clayton Kershaw, who's pitching tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
Kershaw's pitching tonight, $7.5 million. So, yeah, in toto, $406 million to the Rays, $86 million.
Well, let's just look at active. You just go back just one. You just had active. So active roster, I think they're close to 300 million.
Yeah, active.
266.
Yeah.
And we're at
their estimated tax bill is $157 million. That's how much they're putting into revenue sharing that goes to
Oh wow. That's a great stat.
Other teams. $157 million. They don't care. They don't care.
But that's super interesting. Because you know why it's super interesting? Because this matchup this weekend is a matchup of the have and the have-nots, right? But that's exactly what the upper echelon 10 teams are pissed off at the bottom 10 teams.
Exactly.
Because they're giving up that 157. A lot of it's going to the Rays.
That's right. $60 million at least.
Yeah.
$60 million.
And
so the Rays are getting $60 million in revenue sharing.
Right.
And their total payroll is $86 million.
Right.
That's a problem. Their total revenues are over close to $350 million, the Rays, and have been for
years.
Decades.
Yeah.
Or a decade.
At least a decade.
At least, and they've spent an average of about $80 million.
Right.
So you do the math.
Yeah, where's the money?
Yeah.
¿Dónde está el dinero?
¿Dónde está el Paquito?
I know I can say ¿Dónde está el baño? That's where's
Did
the
I
bathroom?
say that right?
¿Cómo es?
Está en sus el Paquito.
Paquito. It's bolsillo. Bolsillo. En Stewart's bolsillo.
Yeah. I think we got the picture though.
Yeah, it's in his pocket.
And that's Orestes Estrada, by the way, is joining us here as I reset here.
We're
down here at Riveters. We're giving away 2 tickets to tonight's game, by the way. If you can hear me here in this lovely room.
I see Rays fans all over.
Yeah. We're giving away 2 tickets to tonight's game, courtesy of Devin, who will join us here in a little bit when I give a break.
Yeah.
Go get his wings. And we're do a little trivia contest around 7 o'clock when we.
And I want to hear Devin's story, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to hear this story.
It's fantastic. So we'll do that. And we're also going to give you a little Bucks information, too. I promised we'll give you a little wrap-up from Bucks camp this morning.
About the Baker Mayfield trade? Is that what
the Baker Mayfield trade?
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
No.
He did not get traded in the trade deadline.
He does have a bruised hand, though. He got a little laceration. He hit his hand on a helmet or a shoulder pad coming through. Nothing major. They're just going to hold him out. So that gave Kyle Trask a chance to play with the ones today.
Hello.
Yeah.
How was the night practice? I know you probably already talked about it, but it was nice.
It was good. Yeah. It's just they're getting a lot of stuff done. They're going a lot of 11-11. It's good football to watch. You're learning a lot about these young kids. Ben Morrison is going to be a stud corner. Parrish is going to be a stud corner. Ibuka is as polished a rookie receiver as I've ever seen.
Route runner.
Oh, so good. Route runner, receiver of the football, just super smart, knows every position. So these guys they got in the draft are going to help them.
Let me ask you a question, though, because, a lot is being said. Do you think that as a top 10 quarterback that they have Baker Mayfield at right now, right? Top 10.
Top 10, top 8.
Of the top 10 quarterbacks out there, does he have top 5 weapons?
Yes,
of
absolutely.
The team?
Absolutely.
So their weapons are top 5 in the league.
Yes, 100%. They've got, and Mike Evans, by the way, and you can, Mike's 31. You'd be like, he's on the down. I've never seen Mike faster.
Really?
I've never seen him come out of breaks quicker.
Like the quick twitches are there.
He's getting more separation in his routes now than I've ever seen.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
And you don't think
it's unbelievable?
Okay,
and
listen, I'm going baseball spring training where things kind of like don't always move at the same pace as regular season, especially early on in spring training, right? Is that separations because the DBs and the thing are kind of the linebackers are giving a break, or everybody's going? They're going to break.
And he's, his route running has dramatically improved since Brady got here. Dramatically improved. He's literally gotten faster. He came in as a rookie at 240. He's playing now at like 220.
He was that big?
Yeah, he's a big boy. And he's
not know he's that tall, but I didn't know.
Yeah, no, he was 240. Now he plays at about 220. And he's lean. He's just as good as I've ever seen him. And his
kind of makes you think that he's older than he is because he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's 31.
31, yeah. But
the lifespan of a receiver is not that long.
You watching him in practice and watching him and Baker, it's just, it's just two guys. They are simpatico.
Yeah.
They are absolute. There was a play the other night where Baker or Evans is running a deep corner route.
Right.
And the route is probably going to be sawed off at about 18 yards and go to the corner.
Yeah.
But Morrison, the corner, was playing it to the outside. So he adjusted his route and went deep behind him.
Right.
Baker read the same exact thing, delivered the ball before he even broke, caught it on the run. It's just like, it's poetry in motion, bro.
Phenomenal.
Oh, it's unbelievable. They're just so connected. And that's a weapon. And
so when you get Godwin back, which he will be back, everybody's concerned about, Chris Godwin. He's going to be back.
He's out there. He'll be back.
He'll be back. Maybe game 2, maybe game 3, but who cares?
And then you have Ibuka.
And then you have
J-Mac, who made 2 incredible catches.
About J-Mac.
Yeah. Who made 2 incredible catches.
They got the tight ends are solid.
Yeah. Kate Otten's been out a little bit. He's hurt, he's nursing a hammy.
Yeah, but he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, and they got Devin Culp, who they drafted in the 7th round last year out of Washington, who's maybe the best receiving tight end they have, who's going to get some more playing time. And then we didn't even mention best running back room.
That's what I'm hearing.
Because Bucky is a top 5 running back.
Rashad
White is
just incredible.
Is down 12 pounds, and his burst is. I mean, it's palpable. You can see he's so much faster and quicker to the hole.
And then they draft the kid.
No, they got Sean Tucker.
They got Tucker.
Who filled in, remember, when Bucky went down and became the NFC Player of the Week?
Yes.
Ran for 168 and 2 TDs.
This is your third guy.
It's your third guy. And they got a rookie they like,
so weapons galore right now.
They've got so many weapons.
Left guard.
Yeah. And their offensive line is top 5 in the league when Wirfs comes back.
That's it. So right now, left guard looks okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
their left guard, Bredesen's back. Charlie Heck is filling in for Tristan Wirfs.
Charlie Heck going to be all right.
Left tackle, he's going to be fine. I mean, I'm been pleasantly surprised. I was watching him go one-on-one today with Yaya and
oh really?
I'm telling you, he's got really good feet. Much better than I thought he would be. I thought he was 6'8". He started, I think, 28 of the 58 games he's played. I mean, he's not been a starter in this league. No. So I thought, okay, he's got to be a little clunky,
right?
Just a big kind of, not a very athletic.
6'8",
but he's really athletic. I was super surprised at how good he is. Now he's no Tristan Wirfs, and they're going to have to help him. They're going to have to help him with
Tristan Wirfs is a Hall of Famer.
Chip in here, helping out tight end here, there, but he'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's not going to dramatically affect the offense and what they call. But, I mean, and he's really good in the run game. He moves people. He will move people.
Because that's all you need. You need to get Baker, that split second because of the weapons.
Yeah.
So, when you have that many weapons, now all of a sudden it can get fun out there.
In this defense, and I was talking to Hassan Reddick today.
Oh, how's Mr. Reddick?
He's a dog.
Is he?
He's a dog.
Good interview?
Oh my God. He's kind of an old soul. I mean, he's 31, but he's like a grown ass man.
Yes.
And he's a
grown ass man.
And he's so fast. He's so quick twitch in trying to block him in the run game.
Right.
He's not going to take on these 320-pound tackles.
Right.
It's a head fake. He's by him.
Who was that guy? I used to love.
Pass rushing skills are just tremendous.
Randall.
Oh, John Randall.
Does they remind you of that? Is he that type of?
Yeah, kind of coming off because John Randall was an undersized guy.
That's what I'm saying.
But strong as an ox.
Because Reddick
plays
isn't that
low.
tall, right?
No, he's 6'1".
That's what I'm saying.
He's like 6'1", 245.
Just.
But he's yoked, and he's
like a Ray Lewis,
and he's quick. He's just like so fast, and he'll thump you. And his pass rush moves are varied.
I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, and it's just the way he comports himself.
Right.
Is like just like this. I'm a serious football player.
Right.
And
there was a lot of questions because taking off last year and just saying no, thank you, Jets.
Yeah.
It makes you think Yeah, and
that's what we all thought.
It makes you think.
That's what we all thought. Like this guy's not going to fit in here.
Yeah.
But we've done 2 interviews with him now, and I could not be more impressed. I think he was like, all right, you trade me someplace I didn't want to go, and they don't want to pay me. You're just screwing me over. I'm not here for that. I'm going to wait a year, go play for somebody I want to play for. I'm going to tell you something
that ties into the Rays. The one thing that Joe Glazier and obviously, Light and what these guys have done over the last pretty much decade, okay, is build this kind of mantra and team kind of like positive efforts and positive clubhouse, so to speak, with that, that's been lacking with the Rays because they've been getting rid of players regularly. I mean, not only have the signings have been outstanding for the Bucs, but the keepings.
They keep their guys.
Has been, I was for several years. I was neighbors of Levante David.
Yeah,
and
he'd been around.
What, 14 years?
14
I think.
Years. Yeah.
And
they don't want to leave.
Those corner pieces. First of all, what a great place to play and live.
Yeah.
But that comes from the organization because you're still paying the people. You're making the right moves. You got to get rid of some here and there. You got to release and re-sign some guys. They've just done an incredible job. So have the Lightning. That's where I think the appreciative fans of this area have kind of welcomed in both those teams with open arms. And that's what I hope the next generation of Rays is going to be, where you keep players for longer and people can buy the T-shirts and the game shirts, and not worry that he gone.
Jerseys,
like Hawk Harrelson was saying, he gone. You know what I mean? So that's important to a community, man.
No, it is, and the Bucs have done a tremendous job of that.
Tremendous,
and they have got a core of young players. I asked Reddick this, and I asked Mike Evans as well. When you look at what it takes to win a Super Bowl, you need a great mix of young players and crafty veterans who are there with continuity, especially on the offensive side, quarterback, receiver. And I think they've got an absolute perfect blend of that right now. The young guys are pushing some of the older guys.
Right.
The defense is going to be completely different, much more aggressive, ball hawking. Ben Morrison, every time he goes in, he's punching out the ball, which is something we didn't see the Bucs defensive backs do last year. They don't go punch it. They don't try to rip the ball out as aggressively as I see other teams. That's changed. They've totally changed, and now they're doing that in practice. You see it. So I expect this defense to be drastically improved.
Wow.
And the offense was 4th last year. I think they can be better this year.
Wow.
I think they could be, top 2. So there's no reason. The only thing
exciting time.
The only thing that holds this team back is, in my opinion, is how Todd Bowles manages the games. They were 2-6 in 7-point games last year.
Ooh.
You got to be better. You got to be better at the end of the game. You got to be better with the timeouts. You got to be better in working the clock. Managing
there was
games,
a lot of work the clock
managing
that I
games.
noticed.
And they, they hired a full-time game manager now. And, to Bowles' credit, he's doing everything he possibly can to address, what has been a deficiency for him most of his head coaching career.
Right.
And so, a lot of coaches are stubborn, and they'll come to you and say, I want this, you want you to do that. And they'll go, no, I'm going to do it my way. That's not Todd Bowles. He revamped his coaching staff. He got the game manager. He's doing everything he can possibly do to become a better coach and a better game manager. And I take my hat off to him. And
I tell you what, it's interesting. I look at the analogies of, I love all sports, but baseball, my passion. But it's very similar. The guy that can manage the 7th, 8th, and 9th ends up being the great manager.
That's right.
And that's managing your bullpen. Should I keep the guy in there a little longer? Who do I go with the righty, lefty? When do I bring in my closer? So managing the back end of a game is like managing, those last few minutes of a football game and the decisions you make inside the red zone at those times. So it's very, very consistent. And you're right. A head coach and a manager usually it's the players on the field, but there are certain times, and about probably a third of your games, let's say, I know there is in baseball, the rest of them are won by talent, but some of them are won by decisions.
And that could be the difference in, 1 or 2 games could be the difference in the seeding, could be the difference in winning a playoff game. And that's exactly what happened in that game against Washington.
Home or away.
The game they lost at home to Washington is, that was game management. Yeah. The Redskins were the Commanders, whatever. The Redskins were not going to give up the football.
If I'm going to call him Clay, I'm going to call him Clay.
They were going to go for it on 4th down because their defense was suspect and their offense was tremendous, and they didn't want the Bucs offense to be on the field.
Right.
So they kept them off the field for most of the game.
And it worked.
And it was great game management, and that's how they won that game. Yeah. So I think Todd will be better at that, but that remains to be seen. I know
you got your guy coming up here.
All right, my friend.
I do want to say one thing.
Thank you so much for
and that is a quick story about Shohei Ohtani and my time that I've been around him and the years that I knew him before he came to the major leagues with the Nippon Ham Fighters, and because of my time and experience.
For those of you who don't know, this guy is a giant in Japanese baseball. They love him over there.
Not just physically, but figuratively.
But as an all-star legend in Japanese baseball, the Big O.
Hi, arigato gozaimasu.
Yes. So
I will tell you.
When's the first time you saw Shohei?
I saw Shohei when he was pitching with the Nippon Ham Fighters. I was there on one of my kind of swings when I go over there, do autograph signing appearances and stuff like that. And I saw him pitch and hit, and I said, wow, this is unique. And so the real thing that people don't realize that pushed him to the next level. He was already arguably one of the greatest players of all time, because when you're hitting 20 plus home runs in Japan and winning 12 to 15 games a year, then you come to the major leagues and you hit 20 something home runs and you win 10, 12 games. You're in another stratosphere at that point in time. But what people have to understand that what happened was in 2020, not only was it a short striking season, but he also had Tommy John. So when he got Tommy John, what you understand is that Shohei, since a little kid, was really pushed more for the pitching. He is pitching. What's up, big man?
Big Joe.
And on top of that, pitching takes up so much of your time, working on your pitches, all that type of stuff, the running and everything. So once in 2020, when he was allowed to not, he couldn't pick up a baseball. You're like, you can't pitch for a year plus.
Right.
He concentrated solely on hitting, lifted more weights. He wanted to strengthen his arm, his back, his legs. He took, gained about 15 or 20 pounds. And I knew that he was going to just blow up as a hitter. Hence, in 22, MVP season, he ends up hitting 40-something home runs, comes back the next year, another 40-something, but now he's pitching again and throwing great. Then he has another Tommy John surgery, and he can't pitch again. That became the 50-50 year because everything was just solely about hitting. So this guy, when all he concentrates on hitting, I think he's a stratosphere. I think at some point in time, I think he may have to eventually, stop the pitching because he's capable of hitting 75, 80 home runs one year.
Jeez.
It's that incredible. His swing is so majestic, so on point. The rhythm and the coverage of every pitch is otherworldly. So,
he got hurt the other night, but he's
Yeah, I think he's in there.
Yeah, I think he's in the lineup. Is he in the lineup for tonight?
Yeah.
Check. We'll double check.
Let's
the lineup
hope,
here.
right?
Yeah. So,
but he is something special.
You knew right away.
I knew right away that he was going to be a standout pitcher in the major leagues. I questioned the hitting, and if you look at his stats prior to the Tommy John surgery, he was okay, but he wasn't of the stratosphere.
Right.
He was actually more impressing everybody with his pitching.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Tommy John hits. He can just concentrate. You don't have to pick up a baseball for the first time in his whole life, literally, since a little kid. It's been more about pitching. Then now I realize, holy cow, I missed it. He's that good a hitter.
Yeah.
So he could just focus on that.
And seeing him tonight, it's special. That's why their tickets tonight are like $200 a piece.
Oh no, he's worth the price of admission.
Clayton Kershaw too. I think he's a Hall of Famer, isn't he?
100 hands down. Hands down.
So you see a couple Hall of Famers tonight.
Yeah.
And a Rays team that desperately needs a win.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do. I'm trying to find the lineup right now. Oh, here we go. Let's take a peek.
Let's take a peek at the lineup.
You got.
Please tell me Christopher Morel is not in the lineup.
You had a problem with that.
Yeah,
that last week to 10 days when they were showcasing Christopher Morel, you were dying every day. And well, they kind of were. What else are you doing? You're trying to see if somebody bites, and everybody was like, "Are you kidding? I'm not biting that small mouth bass. But I'm going to go to another lake."
Just saying it is like, oh, come on.
That's Ohtani, the incredible Will Smith, Freeman, Hernandez, Baez. They're giving Conforto a little shot here. Edmund and Freeland at third base. So Shohei's in there all day long and looking good. The Rays
lineup.
The Rays are
Shane Bob's on the hill.
We got Yandy leading off. Kim, like you said, back in the lineup. B-Low, excuse me. Caminero, the incredible junior Caminero. Christopher Morel.
Oh, my
designated
God.
hitter.
He's a designated.
He's been designated.
Designated whiffer.
He's been designated to possibly
designated whiffer.
Johnny DeLuca, the gamer. Josh Lowe, Mr. All Around. Your favorite player, Jake Magnum.
Love me some Magnum.
Yeah, I know you love you some Magnum. And then my Miami boy, Nicholas Fortes. Very good defensively, though he had a couple of miscues in his first game. But that's a lot to ask. First game is rain, you throw him in the Yankee Stadium. Yeah. But Fortes is behind the plate.
All right. Christopher Morel, the designated hitter.
Get your boy in here.
Devin's up.
I want to hear some stories.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, brother.
And I want to eat some wings. This place is fabulous.
Yeah, let me show everybody the beautiful Riveters here while Devin comes up. There it is. Look at that. Look at all
everybody's good.
Who's that hot
the
girl
waiters and waitresses.
Who's that?
The waiters and waitresses. The bartenders are outstanding.
Thank you so much. I just got my hazy IPA delivered.
I'm bringing it. Listen. You're bringing it. Is it the righty? I'm the starter, and then you're bringing
righty or lefty, Devin.
Right, bring it in for the righty. Here you go. I'm giving you the ball right here.
Remind you, this is the Riveters outside part here. It is the best happy hour in town by far. $3 domestics, $5 wells, all the great food, all the great food. It's absolutely outstanding, and not only just for happy hour, but anytime. The prime rib sandwich, fantastic. They may have the prime rib dinner going on today, which is absolutely out of this world. So come on, look at a great atmosphere we got here. All right, we're giving away 2 tickets, by the way, to tonight's game. Who wants 2 tickets to tonight's game? Anybody? Nobody? Nobody wants 2 tickets? Nobody wants 2 tickets to the Rays game? There's one. Okay. We'll be doing a trivia question here in about half an hour. And what time's game time tonight? 7:30, 7:35. So, Devin, how are you, buddy?
I'm good,
turn this around right here.
Good to see the numbers skyrocketing. Yes, you've been all over this this whole story. You've been the source for Tampa. So from a fan's perspective, thank you for being our voice.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we've taken our hits and our slings and our arrows, but that's okay. I mean, that's what I love doing. And, I do. I've made a few enemies.
But I want to see the flowers, though. I want to see the flowers. Yeah, it's very silent.
I get a lot of that. Okay. I do. I really do. And I really appreciate it when it happens. Yeah. But honestly, the positives outweigh the negatives 9-1
for sure.
easily. So, I appreciate all the people. We wouldn't be able to do what we do here without the great sponsorship of Riveters and all of our sponsors, Taliano Insurance, Golden Diamond, On-Site Construction, Cafe Paradiso, Third Generation Plumbing, Jeeves Law Group, Don'tGoUncovered.com. Who did I forget? Anybody? We love them all. We love them all.
I will say the food, this is my first time eating at Riveters. As advertised, like JP says, I just had a basic burger and the
burgers are fantastic.
and a pretzel, but the burger was crisp. Like the bun, I've never had the bun like that. So he's not lying when he's talking about how good the food
had
is.
A burger. I haven't had their burger yet because every time I come here, I get the wings.
Right.
I love the wings or the prime rib sandwich.
Forgot about that.
Or the prime rib sandwiches is great. Yeah. So it's unlike most sports bars because most sports bars and restaurants, they all are very corporate. It's all
right.
Everything's ordered from Cisco and all that stuff. They do everything by hand here. They handcraft the burgers, the wings. Everything is done by hand. They make their own sauces, which is a big deal. So if you have a blue cheese or a ranch with it tastes different. Right. It's just really, really good. So I can't say enough about it. So it's awesome. So how you been, man?
Great. Just little bewildered about the trade deadline, to be honest with you. I don't know.
So as a fan, how did you see it?
I was confused. I didn't know if we were buyers or sellers.
Yeah, I'm still confused.
I don't know what direction that we're going, but I do think, though, they did make good moves, though.
Yeah.
I do think they're good moves. The catching position, we have to address that long term. They're putting their chips in the table for this guy that we got from the Dodgers.
Fiducia.
Yes. And then
Fiducia.
Fortes as the backup, which is fine. He's a defensive guy. That's fine. They're going to always value defense. And then Griffin Jackson, I'm pumped about that.
Fiducia is a 28-year-old catcher, been in the Dodgers system, kind of blocked by Will Smith, but he's 28 years old. And if you're a really good catcher, you're in the big leagues before that.
I know.
You know, so
I know.
He got some more pop, as O was saying. When you get to be 28 years old and you start to figure it out, you should get a little bit more pop, a little bit more man strength. So
he's also in a log jam though.
I get it
with the Dodgers, so maybe it's just that's a position of strength for them. Yeah, so he immediately got the call. He's up, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I want to see what he can do.
Yep.
I think defensively, Fortes is certainly going to be better than Jansen.
Yep.
But you're taking away two leaders of three of your real big leaders, and Caballero, Jansen, and Littell. So when you bring them in and you tell me, this is going to be the backbone of the organization, this is going to change the culture, which I think they did, and then you just give them away.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell whether we were getting better, we were getting worse. I think more than anything, it was more about the future, which in the end is the best thing for the Rays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also have Palacios coming back too, even though he's up and down, but with injuries. But he's the utility guy, right? So we just had a log jam. Right, and they're taking a flyer on a guy that, we need a corner outfield with power, and they're taking that, and that's what we got in return for Caballero. So someone had to go. So it's either Caballero, Palacios, you can't trade him because he's hurt, as your utility guy, and Hassan Kim's coming back. So like he was traded, I feel like, because we have Hassan Kim.
Yep. No. And how long will Hassan Kim be healthy? We'll see.
I don't know,
but no, I think in the end it could have been a much worse salary dump.
Yes,
absolutely.
I am shocked at that, though.
If Stu wanted to just dump it all, he could have done that. Or maybe Major League Baseball stopped him from doing it. That could very well be, part of this whole thing. But whatever. They didn't do it. But they also didn't go out and do what Seattle did. They didn't go for it.
But why should they, though?
That's a good question.
Why should they, though, with looking what we see on the field, right? So,
well, you're changing that. By going for it, you're replacing what's on the field.
I don't ever think that this was the year.
No, I would agree.
This was never the year. When they did the big sell last year, we pretty much chalked it up as last year and this year and focused on.
When's it going to be the year?
2020. I honestly think the new stadium era. If we would have gotten in 2028, I always thought 2028 would be our year, just with how loaded that we are. I know that's really far out, but that's where especially with the sale last year.
Are we loaded?
I feel like we are in the minor leagues. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't just say those guys that are playing well in the minor leagues are going to come up here and be great.
But you add that with new ownership and signing people that's
the thing.
So, and I could not be more ecstatic that this is like happening. And it's literally, I'm 31 years old. This has been happening since I was in middle school. Middle school. I'm 31 years old. Been a Rays fan my entire life. I used to remember going on the iMac computers, watching about and reading about stadium news. I'm 31 and it's still going on. And I always thought in my head, like, oh, 2027, there's no way they'll ever still be there. And here we are. And we extended it actually another year. So it's 2028, probably 2029. So.
Yeah, 2029, the new stadium will open in Ybor City. We could talk about, and I want to talk about that. I want to look at the future vision, especially with you as you just described your fandom. But I got to you got to tell the story.
Yes.
And I don't know if he's listening here, but he's captivated by my lovely wife.
Got to watch out, JP.
Why wouldn't he be? Hands off. But yeah, tell us a little bit about your story, because I think it's a great story.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was, what year did they do the split cities plan? I was trying to think of the date. 2019?
Yeah, I think 2019.
It was before COVID for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were cohorting around. They were going to all these different town hall events, and it was Brian Auld getting, hey, go here, go talk about it, go sell it. And they're trying to tell us that Montreal and Tampa have so much in common. And it was just idiotic to me. So I took it upon myself. I took off of work and I went to one of the town hall things. It was like 1:00 on like a Wednesday or something. So I go there and I write this whole thing out. I give them all the stats that you preach. It's just simple things that everyone can see with their open eyes, right? Stadium location, accessibility within 30 minutes to the stadium. And I'm giving him all these stats. And at the very end, Brian Auld goes, "So what's your question?" It's like, dude, you can at least address something, right? Like, I just gave you a bunch of stats of why the stadium needs to be in Tampa and cut the split city plan out. So I posted it on Twitter, and then it blew up.
Yep.
And then the Rays got a hold of me. I was actually tailgating. I posted that I was hosting a tailgate. It was around the playoff run. And they came out and they gave me a handwritten letter, and then they gave me like a bucket of beer. And they said, hey, it was a handwritten letter from Brian Auld, and he said, sorry for being dismissive during that, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
Right. He said, I would like to invite you after the season. The job's not finished yet, but after the season, I'd love to have you and a friend come up here. So I brought the smartest friend that I had, who was a lawyer, because I was like, I'm not going to get outsmarted here. I'm going to bring a friend that's in the books, and he's really smart. So I brought my friend who was a lawyer, and it was me, Ruff, who's the communications person for them? Or like, she's like VP or something. Ruff?
I don't know.
Ruff something. It was a lady, very nice lady.
I don't deal with them anymore.
And
don't
Brian,
get credentials.
and it was Brian Auld. So it was us four sitting in a room, and they're explaining the whole split city plan and how it works. They're talking about doing flights together, from St. Pete Clearwater Airport, and doing packages.
We're going to charter a plane to
Right.
go to a baseball game in Montreal.
It was kind of convincing, but at that point, though,
Sure.
honestly, I didn't really believe it. But I was the stance of, if this is the only option, I don't want to lose this team forever. So it's this or nothing. And that's how they kind of presented it to me,
Yeah.
right? So, like, of course, I'm going to get behind that.
And that's a false narrative. And that was always a false narrative.
100%.
And it was a false narrative that was confirmed by media sources as actually being something, and it was never true.
Right.
There was always an option to build a stadium in Tampa.
Right.
But that option would have included paying for half the stadium.
Right.
And Stu never wanted to do that.
No.
And that's why he walked away from the Tampa deal the first time.
Right.
And which, by the way, that is commonplace everywhere for stadiums now. The owners pay half the stadium cost, at least. So I think the funny part is you went to that town hall meeting and you were dismissed. Everybody saw it. Everybody got pissed. So they tried to romance you. And I was telling you the whole time.
I know. I called your radio station after that.
I said, you were so great. You called in. I was like, don't listen to them. They're just going to romance you.
But here's the thing.
Throw you a couple jerseys and you're going to, I love the split city. And you were for about a few days.
But the way they were explaining it was well thought out of how they were going to do it. It was like we were drilling them with questions. But I mean, it was more than that, honestly. It was around the time we're calling them out for sabotaging the fan base, right? the Rays Summer Concert Series. They used to do that. I used to do that as a kid.
No,
They did away with that. They weren't marketing the team. I told them, you drive in Tampa, you don't see a single sign. So I don't want to think that it was me.
That was part of their strategy. Why spend money on marketing,
right,
when that could just take my revenue sharing?
Right.
And that's what they've done.
100%. But at the same time, they tried to tell me, and Brian Auld looked at me in the face and he said, we know, this is words coming out of Brian Auld's mouth, we know St. Pete doesn't work.
Yes.
Looked at me in my face and told me that.
Yeah.
And then here you go, fast forward, and we're in St. Pete. And at that point,
they did a deal with St. Pete.
And they did a deal with St. Pete, knowing that it wasn't going to work. It's literally stadium fatigue, and it's a dude it's an owner that has never captivated this area. You're not one of us, Stu Sternberg.
No, you're not.
You have never been one of us. Look around the room. Look around the other sports teams that get it. You never got it. Never. You sit up there, and we brought this up to Brian Auld. Why do you never see him at games? Why doesn't he like this community? And it's 100% because of him that we're in this kind of situation. And good riddance, man. Seriously, because you've held back so much joy and fandom and things that us fans could celebrate, right? And be proud of this team. But you've told us that we're not a major league market. We can't sustain this. When you know the real data, and I sat down with your president and he told me that it's not going to be here, and then you're going to pick the same place because it's going to rich in your pockets.
Right, because he thought he was going to make $700 million off the real estate.
It's exhausting. So good riddance. Just pray. I pray, and I really think this is the time, but we've been down this road before. I just pray that this goes through, and we're sold.
It's gonna go through, and we're finally gonna do this the right way. Yeah, that split city thing was never gonna be accepted by the Players Association, and that's why it was dead. There were some good things about it. I get it. But when you dig down into the numbers and the actual logistics of it, the players were never going to go for it. So it was dead on arrival. And it was, a lot of public money. It was a lot of screwing around, to enrich themselves, getting multiple television markets. I get it. For them, it was a win. It was a huge win. It was a tremendous cash win. But for the fans, who wants a team there half the time? Then what do you do about playoffs? Right. And what do the players do? So much of it was just about them.
They told me.
I mean, it's just it's ridiculous. But to that point, any other, and I've said this a million times, and I forgive me for those who've heard it before, any other owner would have built this stadium in Tampa in 2018 when we first did the deal. We wouldn't have had to be dealing with the Trop that is so outdated, so past its prime, if it ever had a prime. All of that, and that's all on Stu.
Yeah,
it's all this stadium fatigue. It's not that Tampa doesn't have money. Nope, that's not true. St. Pete, no, it's been Stu the whole freaking time, and I've been telling people that forever. And now everybody finally realizes that, which is great. But more than anything, Major League Baseball finally got it.
100%.
And they finally realized this guy's been screwing us. He's been screwing all the other owners. He's been cooking the books so much so that he got sued by his own partners. And then when Major League Baseball got into the books and saw what he was doing, that's why he's not owning his team anymore. And that's why he was forced to sell the team. So now you've got guys that are coming in Zalupski and Fred Ridley and Dan Doyle, who love this area, who are deep-pocketed guys who know businesses and know how to run them and know how to be successful. But more than anything, they know how to develop. And they're gonna do a tremendous job in Tampa with the waterfront stadium, in my opinion. And we're just a few years away from
this is the golden age.
Yeah, and we're gonna see Tampa as a market absolutely dominate in terms of. Listen, I don't think we're ever gonna put pack it in with 40,000 every night, which you don't need to do.
No,
but I think it's gonna be.
That's not baseball anymore, though. It's
going to be tremendously supported by the community, just like the Lightning are, just like the Bucks are, because these are people that love Tampa Bay. To your point, Stu was never that guy.
No, he's never liked this community. He's never been one of us. And I also sat in. I got invited to a focus group with the Rays.
Oh, you did?
I don't think I've told you this story.
No, tell me this.
I got invited by a focus group where it was fans like myself, media people, Matt Cutero, when he was still here, he was the bench coach. He was there. I actually sat next to him.
Can't believe I didn't get an invite.
Yeah, they definitely.
Shocking
It might still be in the mail.
Yeah.
But they asked us like just a bunch of questions about what about if the Rays brand didn't exist in the market anymore? How would you feel? You're dead to me.
Yeah.
Like just the most ridiculous things when it like you're spending all this money on focus groups when the and like just all these crazy other expenses when the solution is here in Tampa in the center of the market.
Right in front of you.
Period. Like look at the two teams that are doing well. Like just look around. You don't have to spend a single dime. Just look. It's so
obvious.
It's ridiculous. And it's just some of the train of thoughts. Like they're such smart baseball people. They overthink just owning a team and just the things that it takes to just be a good like franchise.
Community partner.
Right? Community partner.
Community partner.
Yes.
Never a part of it.
Never a part of it.
Yeah, because frankly, Stu has never been wired that way.
No, it's all about the dollars.
It's all about the dollars.
And we can see right through that as fans. We see right through that. And that's why why are people not coming to our games? Exactly that. We see right through the BS.
How many fans, because you're out there, how many fans do you think don't support the team financially and go to games because of the owner?
All of my friends. All of my friends. I'll tell you this.
So that's 100%.
I got a 20-game package this year. 2 seats for $4,000.
Damn.
$4,000 for 20 games. And I did it based on principle that I'm going to support the team in the greaterment of the Tampa Bay Rays staying in Tampa.
Good for you.
This is why I'm going to do it. Not for Stu Sternberg. I can sit back and play I'm not going to support them until then. Whatever. If I'm going to talk about it and I want them to stay, I'm going to support them. I'm going to pay my money. I paid $4,000 for 2 seats for 20 games.
Remorse?
Yeah, I mean, I can easily go on StubHub, maybe not for this game, but for every other game and get a ticket for $10. But it breaks out to about 100 games, $100 per seat per game. I'm way overpaying for this.
Well, we appreciate that you did that. And so many people did it as well, and everybody got screwed.
Yeah.
Because that's what Stu does.
But ding dong, the witch is dead.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you for donating a couple tickets tonight.
Absolutely.
Sure you don't want to sell them?
No. Give them away. JP, you've done a lot for the market here, and I appreciate it. You have to be
present to win. So who wants 2 tickets to tonight's game? Who wants 2 tickets? You're going
He's
with
going
him.
with me.
I don't even know if they can hear us. Anybody want 2 tickets to tonight's game? I think me and Ashley are going to take them.
Okay.
We sit next to you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Anybody out? Anybody want them?
No.
Nobody?
All right.
Bueller? Anyone?
It's a date.
Anyone? Okay. All right. Well, we gave him the opportunity.
We did.
We gave him the opportunity. So. All right. Well, thank you for coming on, brother.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And I appreciate your passion as a fan.
I
mean, it is, and it's that makes me so certain, because I think there's hundreds of thousands of you.
Yes.
Hundreds of thousands of you that are just waiting to be unleashed.
100%.
When we can finally support an owner and a team, and the passion for baseball in this city, in this region, is unmatched.
100%.
It's unmatched. And you can see it tangibly in the players that we produce for Major League Baseball per capita more than any area in America. Not just players, but superstars.
Right.
Superstars. Pete Alonso, Kyle Tucker. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Right.
So, and I just know once this is done the right way, in the middle of the market, state-of-the-art stadium with an ownership group we can support, it's going to be a tremendous success. And we are so close.
We're this close.
We are this close.
And think about it this way, too. I'm really like the first generation of born Rays fans that are now raising the next generation. Like my son is 10 months old. He's going to be a Rays fan, right?
Congratulations.
So thank you. I appreciate it. But I'm the first generation of doing that. So you got to give it a chance to do that. You can't pick it up and move and start somewhere else. You're starting all over again. Get it in the right area, like you've been saying, in the center of the market, with ownership that cares, gives back to the community. And I just think about downtown Tampa, a stadium. You got Amalie, you got Water Street, you got a new stadium, and all the gasworks stuff that they're doing at Ybor. Think about in 2035 what this city looks like.
Unbelievable.
This city, you think it's a hot market now?
Well, I'm gonna say this, And so I always like to move the story forward. So this sale's going to go through,
Yep.
and we're going to embrace this new group. But there is going to be a political fight for this stadium, and it's going to come down to this. And we're going to be talking a lot about this. Is the next level. This is what's next. So there are some people in local government that are not big fans of building stadiums, and they're going to be obstructive. There's no question about it. It's going to be a political fight to get this done in Tampa.
Right.
So we need you and you and you and you. Anybody out there who's a Rays fan, you're going to have to start telling your council people, your commission people, we want this.
Right.
We want this. That's Ken Hagan, the mayor. They are going to protect the taxpayers. This is not going to be some boondoggle. And this group, and I know these men, they're not looking for some boondoggle like Stu was going to do to St. Pete.
Right.
That's not who they are. They want to partner with the community. They're going to pay up to 60% of the new stadium. All right,
and they're not even here yet, and they're offering 60%.
Amazing.
That's a great start.
The last jackass, I'll give you 150 million.
Ridiculous.
And I'm going to make 300 million on the naming rights. So, anyway, so this group, we're going to have to get behind this group, and we're going to have to politically get behind them, and be with our voices and say, we want this. We want this.
I do think, though, from a fan's perspective, that the tone has changed from the last time to this time, though, because of the stadium fatigue. I feel like there's a lot more people that understand the whole concept now, where I feel like in 2018, they're like, it was kind of split group. But I think now it's shifted a little bit. There still will be, from the political side, though, anytime that you have that, right, spending public money. But if they're paying for more than half the stadium, there is a civic benefit to having that. And look at the statistics of cities that have lost major league teams or, professional teams, and look what happened to the city. I'm not going to say that Tampa's going to go to a dump.
No.
But
it's a scar. It's a scar.
You don't want that huge scar.
No, and when you're talking about, we're not just giving billions of dollars to billionaires. This is a community effort.
Right.
And it's a shared effort.
Yes.
They're putting in, we put in, we got a great iconic stadium. We go down there, we spend our money, it pays for the stadium. No property taxes. This is coming from bed taxes and basically user fees.
Yep.
It's like I like to keep it simple, but it's gonna be a battle.
It will.
And we're gonna and here's the if we don't do this,
they're going to Orlando.
They're going to Orlando.
1,000,000%. It's our job to get it across the finish line.
If we F this up,
they're going to Orlando.
They're going to Orlando.
I don't think it'll do well in Orlando, but they'll go for the money.
So look into the camera and say,
do your part.
We are not letting our Rays go to Orlando.
No.
Do not let that happen.
When Ken Hagan said that, I said, oh my gosh. This is real.
Yeah,
this is really real. So we got to do our part.
We got the right of first refusal.
1,000,000%.
Don't F this up.
1,000,000%.
Don't F this up.
I think they'll get it right, though, JP.
It's too good of an opportunity.
I think they'll get it right.
It's too good of an opportunity from a development standpoint, from a baseball standpoint, from a civic standpoint. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Everybody else can do this around the nation. Why can't we?
Right.
We always say, oh, we don't have the money. We don't. No, it's always been Stu.
But how though? How can we not have the money when we are one of the largest moved to cities in America post COVID? How do we not have the money?
We have the money.
We have the money.
We have the money. We have the population. We have everything that's needed.
Right.
Now we have the vision of new owners who actually care about Tampa Bay
and get us the real payroll.
And actually have money, which is another good thing to have. All right, partner. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
And we'll go watch some baseball tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Check. There we go. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you learned a little bit about baseball tonight. And a couple of quick things. I'm going to get through some of the comments because we did get some comments in here besides, hey, you idiot, we can't hear you. There's no audio, which I richly deserved. Let me, if I can see this one. Oh, we're going to have to go to the glasses. We do not support them because of Stu. Add my family of 4 to the list of statistical purposes. That is so true. And I think people don't understand this enough, how much that has been a factor in people not just going across the bridge. It's not just about going across the bridge. It's about supporting an owner that nobody wants to support. Hassan Kim is coming back for 2 games before getting injured again, according to Mike H. I think you're right, but I hope not. Rick says, hola, mi gente. Have fun tonight, boys. I worked all day outside, got home, cut the grass. Now I'm in the pool, 2 IPA later, and working on tequila and lime cranberry. Cheers, Rick. I guess that means you're not coming down, Rick. I got to meet you sometime. You got to get down here sometime. So, IndyCar Tim reposted the stream. Thanks. I wish you could have got my board right here today, buddy. Daniel says, and you have a new owner coming in Zalewski. Absolutely. Michael LaRue says, why trade a 24-year-old former top 100 prospect, controllable starting pitcher, that's Todd Bradley, for a 30-year-old setup guy? Jax is a failed starter. Could Bradley turn into a bullpen guy? These are great questions, Michael. And, you could kind of see that, if you look at these trades, Hauser, the pitcher, is 32. Jax is 30. Good players, but did you give away a piece in Taj Bradley who could be a dominant pitcher? Maybe the Rays just got tired of, it's just not going to happen for him. Kyle Snyder's a really, really smart guy. Then that's what he thinks. Then maybe that's what's happening. But that's what they traded for, and now that's what they have. But again, you gave away a couple of good young players for some older players. How that's going to work out in the long run. Couple other quick notes on Bucks camp today. It was another, first of all, smoking hot out there today. Kyle Trask got an opportunity to let me move this camera over here. Get Rosie the Riveter right behind me. Kyle Trask had the opportunity today, working with the ones, to really kind of show out what he can do. And I know there's no question about it, because I've asked Todd Bowles this question multiple times. Are they looking for a veteran arm? Or are they looking for just an arm for camp? I think at this point, they're looking for a veteran to come in and maybe compete with Kyle Trask for the backup job. Look, I thought Kyle had his best day, and Todd said that he had his best day as a quarterback. I still don't think it's good enough. He's still slow, and you heard Todd talk about quick decisions. He was making quicker decisions. Yes, he was, but it's 50-50, and it has to be better than that. And so many times you'll see him running, like today with the ones, they were running red zone, and the first 5 plays, he was 0 for 5. One ball he threw really well to J-Mac, and J-Mac could have got his feet down. Don't know if he did, but that was a good ball. But it's got to be more than that. There are receivers that are open off the jump, and he's not pulling the trigger fast enough. And that's the difference in the NFL, between a good quarterback and a guy that's just a guy. And this team, this roster is too good to risk losing Baker Mayfield for a few games and having a guy that just can't get it done. Now, there's so many weapons on this team. You could probably have a quarterback that just, Kyle is proficient at getting the ball out to, in the screen game, things that are pre-read, quick game. He can do that. But eventually defenses catch on to that. They move up, and you got to go other places. So I think there are some guys out there. It just depends on the situation. I think that watching Trask, and he'll get some more reps this week as they go through it, because Baker's probably going to be out maybe a couple more days with his hand injury. So we'll see. But, to me, at this point, and I talked to a couple of media people, I said, do you think Kyle's regressed? And, it's kind of a shake of the head. It's like, yeah, but he probably has regressed. What he hasn't done is gotten better. At this point, you want the guy to get better each and every year, and I don't think we've really seen that. But he's a gamer, and he's always been a gamer, and this is just practice. So maybe in the preseason games we'll see something better. I think it's very important for him, especially in the first 2 games, to do something, especially in the first game, to do something and give these coaches some confidence that if Baker goes down, he can get the job done. All right, once again, if you guys are coming to a Rays game this weekend for Dodgers and Rays, we got 2 more day games coming up. Make sure you come right here to Riveters. Let me show you this beautiful place. I mean, this is my kind of place. This is my kind of place, Riveters. You got a little air. There's the whole. There's Zoe. There's Ashley. There's Peter Blake. Look at that. Look at that. Peter's here. Devin, the whole group here. I mean, you got Rays fans. This is where you want to go to some of those frou-frou sports bars. Have at it. This is my kind of place. Great food, reasonable prices, fantastic staff. The happy hour. There's none better. $3 domestics, $5 wells, great food prices and happy hour every day, 3 to 7 wing Wednesdays. You get 5 wings for $5. It is, they take care of you here at Riverview. So come on down and please tell them that JP sent you. So that'll do it for us here. And thank you guys. Thanks, Orestes Estrada, for joining me today, and Devitt as well. And we'll see you on Monday. Another wonderful edition of the JP Peterson Show. We'll see you then.